during the FMG preparation, as we all know, the question solving is a major part of the preparation. And the best thing is actually to devote a particular amount of time every day, like maybe towards the end, like at the night time or something, to doing more and more questions. My name is Prathyush, and I did my medical education from Akagserateli University in Georgia. So I scored 231 in the FMG on my first attempt.
Awesome. Heartiest congratulations, man. And let me know how is it sinking in and how are your parents reacting to that?
They are really happy because it's my first attempt. So they were not really expecting that many marks or the pass also. But still, it's really a great experience. And the result has been a bit late, so that was a concern. But at least it came right now, so we're all happy.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc, I'll come straight away to the point. You used PrepLadder Q Bank. Could you let us give a neutral opinion regarding the advantages, disadvantages, length of the questions, how it actually relates to the actual exam?
So as we know, the question solving is very important for the exam point of view. And the Prepladder Q Bank, the best thing I found about it is it's really, there's a lot of questions. Obviously, there's a huge amount of resource on the Prepladder Q Bank. And also it's very intuitive. It's very user-friendly. So it's like, it's definitely the best Q Bank out there that I can vouch for because it's really good to use. And the question solving, like from my personal experience, I can just say that mostly towards the end of the day, for example, the night or something, it's like every day you can do maybe 50 to 100 questions every day when you prepare, when you're doing your video lectures itself. And then obviously towards the end of the preparation for the exam, you'll go on to increase the number of questions you're doing. So question solving is really important. You cannot go about the FMG book without question solving. Yeah.
Okay, so in this particular exam, were they one-liners? Were they clinical-based vignettes? I mean, how was it all going about?
So what I felt is like from the PYQs which we did, the exam as in the previous like 2-3 years, it's really shifting towards the clinical oriented type of question. So it's not like just what is a mug up knowledge, but again you have to apply the concept. So doing more and more questions make you more familiar with the whole content. So it's like doing the content is one thing and applying it is another thing. So in the question, we have a time restraint. For example, the first paper, it would, for me, the first paper was really difficult. The second paper was all right. So when you have a time constraint, what really matters is your recall. So when you do more and more questions, your speed really increases. Your speed of recall and your ability to tackle the questions really increases.
On a comparison, you said paper 1 was tougher as compared to paper 2.
Yeah, I felt it was really tough. It was also having more clinical questions, like more of the gynec ones, which were more tougher, I felt.
So I did analyze the paper in the end. I managed to get about 278 MCQs. So when I listened to the options, they were pretty very close ones. So I think you guys would have had a tough time. But anyway, I think your preparation was up to the mark. So do let me know like how many questions per day. Like you did mention a rough figure, 50, 100 and anything like that. But like in the last 1 month before the exam, you need to really pump up or ace up your game. So in the last 1 month, like what was Pratyush doing and like what was your daily schedules with respect to doing questions and theory?
So my schedule was basically about in the morning, I was mostly revising whatever video lectures or content I have gone through. And towards the evening onwards, I had started going through the questions. So towards the end, I was doing around like 150, 200 questions per day. But again, it's not just about the questions, but it is like about doing the quality questions, like which is there in the app. So it's more about giving time for each and everything, giving time for the video lectures, revision, and giving time for the question bank. It's not like fully go revolutionary on the questions and do like maximum amount of questions and ignore the video lecture content. But there should be a balance. That's what I think.
Okay, so like 150 minutes, something like that, something like a time slot or like.
I was not doing a time slot, but yeah, I was just doing a number like 150 and all that.
Okay, in the whole
It's good if you can do a time slot, but I didn't want to pressurize myself that much. I was already anxious about the exams.
Exactly. So usually it will happen, you do 5 questions, 5 of them might go wrong and you get a red mark on them. So then how do you handle that?
So it's like the most important thing I felt is whenever you see that question, it's not just about solving the question, but it's also about the explanation. So the explanation of one question will be the answer for something else. So like
True.
when you go through all the explanations and all, you can basically get through the questions if you get through your content thoroughly and you go through all the explanations. Like most of the questions, the explanations are really good and they're enough. You don't have to refer anywhere. So that related content will come in the explanation itself, whatever content was there available. So
Okay.
it's like don't get disheartened. Just keep on revising. Basically, revision is the basic key of passing and cracking this exam. And again, like the clinical vignette is expanding, so you should also like get along with that.
Okay. That is like, I know your inbox would be full with like people congratulating you and your juniors who would be like asking you for tips and advices. So what is the shout out to your juniors regarding when should they start preparing and like how should they be approaching these subjects? Because it becomes a little too much, because once they start with a bigger subject, it can put undue pressure. Too much of cognitive load also tends to decrease performance. So like in short, like how to approach once they and in which year should they start
Mhm.
preparing would be your advice.
Doctor, in my personal experience, the thing is that I sort of started preparing from the fourth year or something like that. So I had this problem that I had like, there was COVID, and I actually studied in Ukraine. So because of the war, I had to transfer to Georgia. So like we had these problems, and also before that, I had not started the preparation, but from the fourth year I started. And the thing is that like the earliest you start, the better, because of the fact that like once you get into the like 5 or 6 months just before the exam, if you're seeing the content for the first time, it's really difficult to recall. So, like when you start earlier, like maybe fourth year or fifth year or something, at least, you can better easily recall content and you can study properly. Because completely fresh content is going to be really difficult to manage. So for me, because I had gone through the content at that point of time, when I was preparing for the exam in the last 6 months, it was all right. Like when I was seeing this content, I was like, okay, I've seen this somewhere. So that sort of that memory and recall was there, so I was able to study better.
Okay, so it is like I mean early bird gets the worm. That is the kind of approach that
Yeah.
you have said, and that's pertinent in the current competitive world. It is always advisable to start early, and you were able to go ahead. Doc, how many questions did you attempt in total, and how many did you leave? I mean, any rough figures?
I had attempted all because anyways there is like no negative marking, so I didn't leave anything. So
Hmm.
yeah, I had attempted all. Uh,
Okay.
as I said, the first paper it actually brought out my confidence, but I had to go through the second paper so that I'll have the hope that it will be all right.
Okay. So, like when you came out of the examination hall, were you elated? Were you neutral? Were you totally emotionally numb? Or you
Uh,
thought that, okay, you scaled the wall and let me party?
uh, Honestly, for me, it was like at some corner of my mind, I was sure that I passed, but I wanted to score good, so I was like, maybe I can't score good because the first paper really brought my confidence down. So I was like, I don't think I'm scoring good on this. So that was there. I was at some point I was like, okay, I've done my prep, so I'm going to score. I'm going to pass anyway. But I didn't expect that I would score even this much because like the first paper really brought my confidence down. So it's like at first moment itself when you're sitting in the exam hall and you see all that kind of questions, then it really brings you down. And just because the lunch break was there, at least I was able to clear my mind a bit.
So,
So
did you talk to anybody in that break time or like?
no, I didn't talk because I was kind of tense also. I was not really happy about the first paper. So I didn't want to do any talking and confuse myself, or maybe because some people might say it's easy and then I'll be disheartened. So I didn't want to face that. Even at the end, like there were mixed opinions. Like I and some of my friends had this opinion that the first was harder, but I've also heard people say that the second was harder and all that. So yeah,
So it's always a mixed bag, but I think
yeah,
coming out with flying colors is something that you have done. So tremendous job, tremendous.
yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, Doc, it was really nice interacting with you. Heartiest, I would say best wishes. Heartiest congratulations, ma'am. From
Thank
our
you.
side, your son has done a great job, so I thought we should just congratulate you as well. I think you owe, I mean, his success is more because of all the vision that you had.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Okay, buddy. So it was really nice interacting with you, and we'll catch up with you sometime, if I'm in Kerala or if you come to Delhi. So we'll catch up.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.